It's because I'm standing here. It's like taking part of the shop. Okay, great. We're gonna get started here in just a second. Okay, just a second, Marilyn. Thank you all for being in here at the beginning of the bell, like we talked about yesterday. I really appreciate that. I just want to go over quickly some reminders. You can have a seat for a second.
Okay, for those of you that are joining, if you'll just wait just a moment, this is Mrs. Poole at Mount Pleasant High School with our Academy of Architecture and Construction. And we're going to wait just a little bit to get started till we get some more attendees in the group. So we'll wait just a minute or two.
Good morning. Here's today's announcement. Juniors and seniors are invited, and parents are invited to attend the Cabarrus County Schools College Fair tonight at the Cabarrus Arena and Event Center from 6 to 8 p.m. Please see the flyers around the school and use the QR code to register for the event. Students should dress appropriately for seeing a college admissions counselor. Some of the colleges expected to attend: Appalachian State, RCCC, Stanley Community, University of Alabama, University of Kentucky, the Citadel, UNC Charlotte, and 84 more colleges.
So those of you that are joining in Microsoft Teams Live, if you'll hang on just a moment, we'll get started once our announcements finish.
Use the orange button on Ms. Coffin's teacher webpage to fill out a membership form. There will be an interest meeting for the livestock judging competition on Wednesday after school in Ms. Coffin's classroom. All students are welcome to attend, and you can join FFA at this livestock judging interest meeting. The 2022 Ms. Mount Pleasant High School pageant will be held on November 10th at 6:30 at the high school. All female freshmen through seniors are eligible to participate. Applications are in the school office or can be requested by emailing Jennifer Adcock at Ms. Mount Pleasant High School, MPHS@yahoo.com. Applications are due by Friday, October 15th. All students interested in the GSA Club with Ms. Swiatek, please report to D201, Ms. Furr's room this Friday during Tiger Time. All sophomores and juniors who signed up for the PSAT, listen up. There is a mandatory meeting tomorrow in the cafeteria during Tiger Time. If you do not show up to the meeting, you will not be able to take the PSAT next Wednesday. Remember, you signed up to take this exam. So if you decide you don't want to take it or just don't show up, you will be charged $20 for the exam fee. Again, if you signed up for the PSAT, there's a mandatory meeting tomorrow in the cafeteria during Tiger Time.
Again, if you're now joining me in Microsoft Teams Live, we're getting ready to start now. So this is the beginning of second period for us at Mount Pleasant High School. We operate all high schools operate on what's called a 4x4 block. So you take 4 classes in the fall and 4 more classes in the spring. So somewhere around mid-January, you end your first semester classes and switch to new classes. We also have a thing called Tiger Time. You can see behind me possibly the schedule, that's the current schedule on the board. So we have a time where you can get extra help to work on assignments in your classes, and we call that Tiger Time, and we do some other enrichment during that time. So again, this is the beginning of the second period. So welcome, students, to Mount Pleasant High School's Academy of Architecture and Construction for the day. I'm going to give you firsthand look at what happens in a high school, what goes on a day-to-day basis in our high school. So we're going to visit 3 classes today. I'm Mrs. Poole. I am the Academy Coordinator and CTE Coordinator for Mount Pleasant High School. So we're going to start off this morning in our Interior Design Fundamentals class. And we're going to have a moment to be able to talk to the teacher, and we're also going to have some time to talk to some of the students so you can see what they're working on. Again, this is a current class in operation, and after we do talk to them in interior designs, we're going to go across the hallway and we will see our masonry students, and then we will see our electrical trades students. Our academy at Mount Pleasant High School is Academy of Architecture and Construction. So for those of you that are not in the Mount Pleasant High School attendance zone, just to let you know, many of our classes you can get at another school. Some offer masonry and some offer carpentry. However, the only school in our district that offers electrical trades is Mount Pleasant High School. So if you are interested in electrical trades, you would need to join our academy. So program choice, to go ahead and remind everybody, tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Arena and Event Center is our program choice night. And we encourage you and a parent or guardian to join us at program choice. All of the program choices, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school, will be in attendance. So you can come and meet myself, Mrs. Poole. You can also meet Mrs. Childers, and you can meet Mr. Heron, two of our teachers, as well as our principal, and learn more about Mount Pleasant High School. If you do not live in our district, I do want you to know that transportation is not provided, and that is the case for all of our high schools, unless you're doing the IB program or an early college. So any of our high schools, if you're doing one of the CTE programs of choice, we do not provide transportation. So you would need to be able to provide your transportation to get to and from school every single day. As you can see behind me, we start school early. So the bell rings at 7:15 for students to go to their first period class. The other good thing is that we get out of school much earlier than you do now. We get out of school at 2:15. So a completely different idea for our day. So this won't be the easiest, I will tell you that. There'll be some times that my camera might be in a different direction than I really want it to be, and I'll be working on that. But we are, I'm going to use my laptop, and I'm going to walk around. So we're going to eavesdrop in on a couple students to start with and see what kind of program they're working on. Again, this is the Interior Design Fundamentals class. So if you're interested in interior design, we would have you do Drafting 1 as a freshman, and then take this class as your sophomore year. So let's see if I can come over here. Hello, ladies. How are y'all today? Do you mind if the 8th graders at schools around our district join us for a little bit? So you're working on a presentation?
Yes.
And what are you working on?
We are working on our presentation on a she shed that we had to redesign for this lady who wanted space away from 3 children and just a quiet place, somewhere comfortable and relaxing. So we designed a little area, like a kitchen area. So like this is our kitchen area. We designed it 3D first, and well, we drew it out first, and we put it in a 3D form. So like this is our kitchen area. This is where she can do any, like a desk work or painting as she want to do. Then we added a bookshelf for like reading and a couch for comfort and such. And we also added a bathroom in. That's necessary if we're going to be in here for quite a while. I also added like a coat hanger and key holder and all that, because some people enjoy that in their homes. And like here you can see we had to put in different images to show what we are doing and all our furniture that is needed. And we had to go research what colors matched up with our walls and what colors matched up with our floor stains, and we had to put that in. So here we have Benjamin Moore paints on our walls. So we use Benjamin Moore to go look for these colors. And we had to research companies to put in referrals and details for example demolition. So we had to take out a small window at where the bathroom is now, and we had to drywall it and rebuild the wall. So we have these companies in for that, and then we made a list on things like what the client may need to look for, and our overview of that, and then our company that we had to create, our design, and then our final look at the original.
Wow. So you've been in this class about half of the semester, about 9-10 weeks, and you're able to do all of these things. So can all three of you, I'll open it up. What do you like about this class, this interior design class?
It gives us like knowledge of if we want to be able to like construct and remodel houses. Like if anybody wanted to know how to like redecorate their house into a certain style, we could help them out and find like things that they might like. For example, for ours, we had to find like a cottage style, so we had to like interpret cottage style into our home, so it's like a gives a comfortable feeling. So we found like colors and like certain like seats and comfort that would match that style. So we know more information about that and what like our client would want. So we had to become more creative to a lot of
Cool. Well, you guys have done a great job. I mean, that's just amazing to me to see that you've been able to do this. So you get to do hand drawings, and you also use a lot of computer time, which is important. So great. Thank you very much for your feedback. Let's see if I can find Miss Childers over here for these eighth graders. So let me give you let me pan around the room for you. She's got lots of things on the wall. She's quite proud of that Clemson flag for some unknown reason, coming from the Carolina fan. Different textures, different moldings, different floors. So she's worked really hard to get a lot of samples here for the students to be able to use. Likewise, these are some other projects that you can see where students created floor plans. Here's Miss Childers. Miss Childers, how about if I interrupt you for a moment? Let's see if I can get you on camera. So Miss Childers teaches drafting and architectural drafting and interior design. So what would you like the students to know about your class?
Good morning, everybody. Interior design is a really, really fun class. As you can see, the students work in groups a lot of times. We do have some individual style things that we do, but if we're working as individuals, usually it's just some background information or doing little individual activities. But it's a very, very hands-on class. It's kind of like an art class, but it does have some architectural components to it. And then I teach Drafting 1, which teaches us how to use AutoCAD, a technical drawing program. And then Architecture 2 and 3 are my advanced level classes, and we learn about residential and commercial drawing, as well as how to draw them in 3D using a building information modeling system called Revit. So really cool program, lots of ways that you can use that with drafting, architecture, and interior design all put together. So, you know, it's definitely a great opportunity for you, and we hope to see you in the fall.
Okay. Thank you very, very much, Ms. Childers. So with that, students, let's head across the hallway and let's see what's going on over there. But this is a typical day in Ms. Childers' room, group work, individual work, everything going on, which is kind of good. And I also want to show you, this is what, see if I can get it on there. There's our tiger. There's our construction tiger that students last year were able to create. Oh, see if I can get, there we go. So this is outside our masonry classroom that students created. So we're going to go into masonry next. And as you can see, this is their classroom space. Their classroom space is much smaller than Ms. Childers because she has all the computers. But you can see we've had a lot of, let me turn the computer back around this way. We've had a lot of national and state winners. So I don't know that I can find his picture exactly up there, but Mr. Allward is our masonry teacher, and his picture is right up there. And it's also, if I turn this way, he's also got one up here in his red coat. When Mr. Allward was in high school here at Mount Pleasant High School, he was the national masonry champion. And that's what all these red coat pictures are. So we do competitions. We do state and local and national competitions. And we've been very fortunate here to have national winners. So he understands what you will be going through in the masonry program because it's the same program that he came through. So he understands what's needed. He also owns his own business. So he understands everything that you would need to know if you're interested in masonry. And also, let me just say, just because you take masonry doesn't mean you have to become a brick mason. Same thing with electrical trades. You don't have to become an electrician. You can become an electrical engineer or an engineer of any kind, really.
Same thing with drafting. She's going to teach architectural drafting, but it's very similar to mechanical drafting. So there's lots of things that you can use. So these are life skills that you can learn, things that you can work on. No matter how old you are when you get out of high school, it's just a lot of good skills that you're going to learn. So we're going to go out in the shop now. So just as an FYI, sometimes it gets noisy. This shop's not near as noisy as electrical trades will be, but it could get a little noisy. So I'll try to, again, turn my computer around so that you can see the students. So let's see if I can get a good spot here. So this is our masonry workshop. If I do this, there we go. So students have individual spaces that they're working in. This is construction core, so this would be one of the classes that you would take next year at the in masonry or electrical trades. This is the prerequisite class. Students are busy, spend a lot of time cleaning. The mortar that's used is not concrete. It's a mortar that they clean and reuse over and over again. So you can see over here in that far corner, there's what looks like a mixer, but they'll use that to strain through the mortar and make sure it's them to build or to create the mortar all the time. Here's a little house structure, and sometimes during the year, students will go through and they'll rebuild that with the brick so they can get the experience of building a house. We've got 2 students in here. They're seniors. They're doing what's called advanced studies. So they have taken construction core, masonry 1, 2, and 3, and now they're working on their own projects. So they were able to pick a design that they were interested in. They have a printout picture that they're using as their guide, and they're in the process of building their structures that they'll use in advanced studies. There is a frame around here somewhere. Where's the frame for the arch? Do you know where the wooden frame for the arch? Can you pull that out? So one of the students is going to work on building, you think about walls, I would say that's an easy part, but he's going to build an arc or an arch in his display. Let me turn around here. I'll do like this. There you go. So he's going to use that as a template to be able to build and put bricks around the top and on the bottom. So pretty cool. Also, one of the things we're doing here is we're doing a fundraiser. So if you're interested in a tiger paw, or I can get this one, Tiger Country, students are making concrete tiger paws that they'll be selling for a fundraiser to help with the program. And so we will have those. So as a reminder, if you didn't hear it already, tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. we will be at the Arena and Event Center, and we'll be in Gold Hall. So when you come in the parking lot, go to the right-hand building, Gold Hall. We will be on the left-hand side, and we'll be the first table on the left. So all the high schools will be there, and we would love to talk to you. I'd love to be able to talk to you and parents or guardians about high school and some of the expectations and everything that you're going to be involved with. So let me go back around, because I know seeing the students is a whole lot more interesting than just me. So we'll turn it around so that you can see, again, this is what the shop area looks like. We did this yesterday, and we had a couple questions. Yes, masonry can get dirty. There's lots of dust. There's mortar that they're using, cleaning, making. So if you are the kind, just like with your PE class, because you will take a health and PE class as a freshman, people bring different clothes to wear in health and PE. You can do the same thing here for masonry if you're concerned. So this student is actually tearing a wall back down. So they did some work and worked on learning how to lay block and brick, and then they have to tear it back down to start again. You can see over there, this group of students is working on creating a mortar and getting it ready for everybody. So it's group work. Everybody helps everybody else. One day you'll be doing brick, and another day you might be doing the mortar. So just pretty common in this class. This is all hands-on. There's a little bit of class work at the beginning of each class sometimes, But for the most part, this is hands-on. We are working. We are not sitting down. We are up, moving. You can see they're getting some mud on their trowel. They have to learn how to get the mud on the trowel the correct way, how to lay it. Let's see if I can get a little closer for you here. Here's Mr. Allward, our teacher. Let's see if I can get up here and get a better look. All right, Mr. Allward, I'm going to hand you the microphone, and what would you like to tell everybody about masonry?
What you see going on right here, we have our core construction class. That's where we learn our basic foundation of principles of safety, our PPE, that sort of thing. Just how to be safe and effective in the classroom and in the shop. These guys, since we're a masonry class primarily, they're beginning to learn hands-on techniques using trowel, spreading mortar, and of course laying brick. What you'll see is the mortar that we actually use is a training mortar. We recycle it, reuse it, but it is actually very close to the real thing. So you get some real hands-on experience right here in a controlled environment. From core, you'll move on to level 1, masonry 2, and masonry 3, if you so choose. And then, of course, I saw you with my students back there earlier, my advanced studies guys. They have completed all the masonry courses and have come back for their advanced studies, like a senior project type deal. So very exciting. We have a lot of fun in here. Of course, we do have class work in the classroom, but we try to stay in the shop as much as we can.
Get a little dirty in here, don't
Yes,
you?
you do get dirty. Yes, ma'am. But we have a locker room. We bring extra clothes. Everybody has a good time.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Poole.
Thank you very much. I agree that everybody has a good time in here. Let me see if I can get a student. Can I interrupt you for a moment? Can you tell us, these are 8th graders across our district. What do you like about this class?
I like that we get to do work in here and we barely have to like do assignments and like we could just have fun with it and we always get taught something different.
So you would recommend that our students take this class and learn how to do this trade?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about doing this for a living or are you just doing this for fun and learning something new?
Well, I'm actually starting to do it for like a half-time job. But like this wouldn't be like my full job type of thing, just a side job.
So you're learning a big skill that you can use for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's important. Thank you very much. So that's important, students, for you to know. Again, you don't have to be a brick mason by taking this class. There's nothing that says this is the only thing you can do in life. But this is a skill that you can learn and you won't forget. You might, later in life, you might decide that, you know, you want to have a house and that you need to do a brick wall, retaining wall somewhere, or decorative landscaping project that you would like to have surrounded by a wall. So these are all things that that you can learn in this class and take with you for forever and ever. So that's what we like about career and technical education, and it's what we like about these classes. So again, let me try to get that situated for just a minute. Get my headphones back on. So now I'm going to go to one more class. The next class I'm going to go into is electrical trades, and I'm going to tell you in advance, if they're doing what they were yesterday, they're going to be noisier than this room is. This room can get noisy, but they were hammering a lot yesterday. So let's go. We're going to go back through Mr. Allward's room. My goal for today is really for you to see what high school's like. So you're still going to do English, math, social studies, and science classes. So you don't get out of those. But at the same time, you will get to do hands-on classes if you so choose. Now, there's lots of things we offer in addition to these classes, but for our purposes, I'm trying to mostly talk about our Academy of Architecture and Construction. But we also have foreign language classes. We have art classes. So if you're interested in drawing, the fine arts, those go very well with these classes in our academy. JROTC, if you're interested in a military career, you know, any career that you can find in civilian life exists in the military. So Any of these things would be very helpful if you decide to do JROTC and look towards a military career. A lot of our students will go straight to a career. A lot of our students will go to Rowan Cabarrus Community College or Stanley Community College or UNCC or any other four-year college, and they'll learn how to transfer the information that they get from here, if you will, into college life and everything else. So I'm trying to figure out where my electrical trades teacher is. He should be out at the shop. So right now, they might be getting a delivery out there. So let's go out that way. So we are waiting on a couple mobile units. So we have a temporary facility this semester for electrical trades. So I'm going to come back this way and let's look and see what we have going back here, and we'll look for the teacher to get here. Trades teacher is, we also have agriculture classes. So right now this one is being taught in the ag class, in that workspace. They're sharing workspace. So some of those students are out here at this point in time. That's Mr. Tolson, our horticulture teacher that just walked behind the background. So to start the day, our electrical trades teacher is in a classroom in the main building, and then he comes out here for work. So he's running a little late today. So let's get this one started. So let me show you what they have. He's still up in the classroom. He hasn't gotten out here yet with his students. So sorry about that, guys. But let me show you what we've got here. So these are our houses, if you will, if I can get a good camera angle for you. We've got outlets and electrical panels that they were working on, lots of wiring. So I can show you this. They're wiring up electrical panels here and getting ready to learn how to wire up a house. So everything you need in a house. So he's got lots of wire, to say the least, and they go through a lot of wire. Hooking up outlets, hooking up ceiling fans, creating or hooking up a electrical panel, everything that needs to be done with a panel, and a couple different modular spaces that the students can use in order to create their workspace. So I got a message that Mr. Heron and his students are on the way. So let me just talk to you about some general things until he gets out here. Again, because of limited space and what we're working on, he starts off in a classroom in the main building with some instruction, and then they come out here and do their hands-on work. So again, we do what's called a 4x4 block. So you will take 4 classes in the fall, 4 classes in the spring. Everybody has to take math, science, English, and social studies. And then you get to pick what are called electives. So if you are a member of our Academy of Architecture and Construction, your freshman year, you will take Principles of Business and Finance. So we pair our trades classes with business classes because we believe that and we know for a fact that many electricians, many brick masons, many interior designers and architects own their own businesses. And as such, they need to understand what it means to run a business. So I'm not going in those classes today. In all honesty, those are in the main building. And if I go that way, I'm going to drop you guys on the internet. So I don't want to do that, or in Teams. So I don't want to do that again like I did yesterday. So we're not going to go visit those classes, but you would be required to take 2 business classes, and you would take 3 classes in a trade. So for example, if you want to do electrical trades or masonry, as that class was you just saw, their construction core is the first class that you have to take as a freshman. And then you can choose to do masonry or electrical trades. Sometimes people will do both classes, whether it's a lot of students who do masonry also are interested in doing electrical trades. Highly encourage students to take drafting, no matter which of the trades they do. As you saw with the interior design students, they were on the computer, so she has drafting computers for them, and they stay quite busy on the computers in there and doing modeling. So if you're going to do blueprints, or if you're going to do electrical trades, or if you're doing masonry, you're going to end up reading blueprints, and as reading blueprints, you're going to end up needing drafting and some of that. So here we go. Here's Mr. Heron. Hello, Mr. Heron.
How are you? Good morning.
I'm good. I hope you're well.
Yes, I am. I hope you all are doing well. And
Do that. So tell us just a little bit about electrical trades and why you're here as a teacher.
okay, well, electrical trades 1. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to learn how to wire everything about a residential home, the concepts of what all the circuits need to be, what they need to do. And then electrical trades 2, we'll get into commercial. And then electrical trades 3, we'll get into industrial and motor controls. And basically, what we're looking to do is when you graduate Mount Pleasant, and you'll be ready to be a great electrical helper for a local company. That's our goals.
There you go. Okay, and the other thing is, electrical trades classes are very good introductory classes to help you if you wanted to go to, for example, NC State or UNCC and go into electrical engineering. So lots of ways that this is going to be applicable to you depending on what your career path would be, whether it's straight to a career, as Mr. Heron mentioned, or if you want to go to community college. Many of the students who become electricians will end up at the community college taking additional classes. So these help you with that. Mr. Heron owns his own business, so he's another example of why we pair this with business classes, because he knows how difficult it can be sometimes to manage your business as well. Even if you're a really, really good architect, you still have to be able to manage your business. So we have students that have come out finally, and we are working. They're going to start working, so I'm going to tell you it's probably going to get a little noisy once they get going. These students are building we have 2 spaces that they're using as if they were a house, and they're wiring up a panel. They're wiring light fixtures, ceiling fans. We're going to do ceiling fans.
Recess cans, receptacles. We're running 3-way, 4-way, 3-way systems with lights. So basically what we're doing is we're mocking a residential rough-in right now with this class. We have multiple circuits that we're pulling, and we're working together as a team of electricians, sharing the responsibilities with those circuits. So our first step is pulling all the wire, then we're going to go ahead and cut it in, and then basically I'm going to act like electrical inspector and go back and inspect all the work, and basically that is called an electrical rough-in. And then after everything is good and passed with the electrical rough-in, we'll go on to the next concept, which will be electrical final, and that's where we'll actually install the lights, ceiling fans, recess cans, switches and outlets, breakers in the panel, and then we'll hot check it, and that will conclude our electrical final.
There you go. So all kinds of things going on. And good news, Mr. Heron, you got a delivery, I believe, over there of some wire that you've been looking for.
That's a beautiful thing.
So that's a beautiful thing when we can get a delivery. So so that was kind of exciting. There was a little bit of a delay for them getting out here with some of that. But I'm going to just kind of turn the camera on the students, and we're going to let them work. In just a minute, I'll get you a student that'll come and talk to us a little bit about electrical trades. Yeah? Oh, the panel on the inside? Yep, we saw that a little bit ago. So there's see if I can, there you go. There's the electrical panel that they're working on. So everything comes back to the panel and gets wired up correctly. We do practice safety in our labs. You can see the students are wearing safety glasses. They're very careful when they're on the ladders. Those are type things that you learn in construction core, which is the class that Mr. Allward was teaching. So that class is required before you can take this class. And but you do a lot of electrical work in our construction core. I also want to mention all of our classes are open to guys and girls. We are there's no discrimination as far as that goes. We have quite a few girls that are in construction core right now, and they'll have an opportunity to take electrical trades next year. We have a lot of girls that are taking our auto classes, a lot of that are taking masonry. We have a few in masonry, so we have girls in every one of our classes. We also have guys that are taking interior design, and drafting. A lot of drafting classes are going on. So, as I want to remind you guys, we are going to transition at 10:15. So we've still got about 10 more minutes before you're going to transition to your next session. And so I just want to remind you of that one. And also, again, that we have the program choice fairs tonight at the Arena and Event Center. Will be in the Gold Hall, and there'll be 30 some odd programs there. All the high schools will be there because all of us have a different program of choice. So you're welcome to come tonight. Bring a parent, bring a guardian. We'll be more than happy to answer lots of questions. I have a handout for students about the 4-year plan, which is how do you look at high school? And today you're getting to see what goes on in a high school, what these classes are like. See if I can get these guys are working. Yesterday they were much noisier because they were pulling some wire across the top, so they were doing a lot of hammering yesterday. So they're not near as noisy today as they were yesterday. That's okay though. And let me see if I can get a student that's willing to talk. Can I get you, young man, can I get you to come and talk to us on the camera for just a second? So I know you've taken all kinds of CTE classes, automotive, drafting, electrical trades. What do you like about being in these classes?
You get to learn a useful skill that you're possibly going to use later in life, and it's a good fallback if you need something and what you're going after doesn't work out, but you still have a skill. So,
well, what I like to say is in electrical trades, you're going to learn not how to get electrocuted.
Yeah. It'll happen eventually, but
hopefully
not bad.
Yeah, hopefully not real bad. I mean, I know that at my daughter's house, she needed a ceiling fan put in, so you would be able to install a ceiling fan because we've learned how to do that here.
Yeah.
Safely.
And you definitely save money, like overpaying an electrician to do it.
Yeah.
So if you know how to do it yourself,
Yeah.
Changing outlets, putting in light fixtures, fans.
So what are your plans after high school? Because you're a senior, so you're getting ready to leave Mount Pleasant High School. Were you going to a college, community college, job? What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm looking to probably go to RCCC and do the welding diploma, but also looking at other colleges.
Yeah.
After that, I really don't know.
A lot of options.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to our 8th graders today. We appreciate that. So, again, depending on what you want to do, we have had the question asked yesterday about welding. Right now, I'm not looking at the Q&A, so I'm not certain if you've outside today. We have a little bit of welding that we offer here at Mount Pleasant. Let me turn the camera this way. This is a welding setup. This is used for our agricultural mechanics 2 class, and they learn how to draw a bead. There's not a whole lot that we do in welding, but we do have a welding setup, just to let you know. In all honesty, welding, a lot of our classes are very expensive. Like I said, Mr. Herron just got a big load of wire that came in, and you saw the piles of wire earlier. So they go through a lot of materials in these classes, and we're very fortunate that we are being supported financially in the district with our programs. If you are interested in welding, it's very important for you to know that you do need to make sure your grades you maintain your grades. So you've got to have what's called about a 2.8 average. So you have to have at least B average in your classes in order to be able to take classes at the community college. They're called College and Career Promise classes. They offer those in both core subjects and they offer them in electives. And we've had a number of students who have taken the welding classes over at the community college while they're still seniors in high school. The benefit to you is you don't have to pay for those classes. It's covered through College and Career Promise. So there's opportunities to take classes at the college level while you're at Mount Pleasant High School. Again, we see students take English and social studies and other electives working towards their associate's degree. And we also have students who will take welding because that's what they're interested in. And that's a great skill, and it's a great thing to know how to do. So you can get introduced to it here, but in reality, you're really going to take it at the community college level. We also offer agriculture classes, health sciences classes, automotive, so really good automotive teacher in class, lots of business classes. If you're creative, we offer the Adobe classes, so you learn how to create things on line using Photoshop and other softwares, and you get the credentials while you're in high school that you can put on your college applications and resume. So lots of things offered here at Mount Pleasant High School, lots of opportunity for you to excel, and find something that you like. Again, a good thing for us and all of our high schools, you can take classes here where you're going to learn a skill. So in this case, they're learning electrical trades. In masonry, they were learning masonry, and interior design, they were learning how to pick colors and how to do fabrics and everything to design a space, if you will. All of those things that you can use later in life, whether that is your passion and your career goal that you have, or whether it's just a knowledge base that you have. It's amazing the things that you can take with you from high school that you're going to learn here in our Career and Technical Education, or CTE classes. So again, we're getting ready to transition to your next session. So I want to encourage everyone to come tonight to the Arena and Event Center. Come into Gold Hall, talk to all of us. All the high schools will be there, plus the early colleges. I like to talk about Mount Pleasant High School, of course, because this is where I'm located, but I can answer questions on any of our programs and talk to you about high school in general, which is what we plan to do tonight. So please, please, please come out and see us. If you have a sibling that's a junior or senior, we also will be having our college fair tonight. 85 plus colleges will be there to talk to students. That might be something that you're interested in doing. If you're interested in welding, then you could get information from the community college about their program. There'll be food trucks out there, so there will be lots of people. It's from 6 to 8 tonight, so we do expect a good turnout. And I would encourage you to come early versus coming right there at 8 o'clock. I think if you come late, you might miss some of the fun and activities that are going on. So I would encourage you to come tonight and to see what's happening. And also just to make sure that you know, you can take all kinds of things here. Whether you are in the academy or not, you do have other spaces for electives. So JROTC, you can also take our fine arts classes. We have a great theater here. We have Bible classes, we have foreign language, we have French and Spanish that we offer here. So anything that you're interested in, band, we have a great band. You can play sports. I hope that's already been asked and answered, but yes, you can play sports. We have weightlifting, we have advanced PE classes, because if you're on a football team, honestly, Coach Johns is going to want you to take weightlifting at some point, and you do have space that you can do that. So all kinds of things that we have. Digital art is a question. So Adobe, if you will look up Adobe Suite, you can see the different digital art, if you will, that we teach in those classes. We have 3 different classes, and I think by the time you take all 3 classes, you're going to have 5 or 7 credentials that you can show where you have passed the credential. Same thing that I could do as an adult. So you get a big head start on going towards your career and the things that you know that are interesting. And a lot of these things will overlap. I mean, we have agricultural mechanics, and a lot of those students are taking the automotive classes, and vice versa. We have horticulture, we have animal science, so we have goats and sheep and a pig named Hamlet here, and some chickens that those students take care of. If you do not live in the Mount Pleasant district, I do need to tell you that the only way you can get to Mount Pleasant High School is joining our Academy of Architecture and Construction. And also, we do not provide transportation if you are not in our district. So early college, they have transportation. IB programs have transportation, but our Academy of Architecture and Construction, we do not offer transportation unless you live in our physically assigned district. So I want to make sure you know all of that. Also, you're going to have a evaluation to fill out, so please fill out the evaluation. We are doing something a little different here at Mount Pleasant because I wanted you to see what happens in a class. So what are the things going on? And I'll pivot back around so you can see lots of group work. It's not one person doing something. They are all working together. They all have a different task that they're working on. And so they're going to share in the knowledge that they have gained so far being in electrical trade. So I'm going to say goodbye to those of you that were with us in the first session because you need to be transitioning towards the next session, and we will look for new participants for this next second session for us at Mount Pleasant High School. I encourage you to apply to a program of choice if you're interested in it. The deadline, I believe, is December the 18th, so mid-December you have to make a choice. You do have to join an academy as a rising freshman. So you only have until December to make a decision if you would like to join any of our academies of program of choice. Once you get here, if you're a sophomore, you cannot join the academy. There might be the possibility that you can take some of these classes, but to give you an example, there are 15 students in this class, and that's it. So if I have 20 students that want it, the first 15 that are going to get into the class will be academy students. So if this is something that you're really interested in, electrical trades, and you really want to join our academy, then that you need to do now. So you need to do that before mid-December when we hit the deadline. So goodbye to those of you that are joining a new session, and hello to those of you that have just joined us. So let me introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Poole. I am the Academy Coordinator, CTE Coordinator, Work-Based Learning Coordinator for Mount Pleasant High School. Our academy is the Academy of Architecture and Construction. So if you are interested in architecture and construction, this is the place for you. You can, I want to give a disclaimer, if you are at any other high school, they will offer drafting. Some of the schools will offer interior design. Some of the schools have masonry, and other schools have carpentry. We are the only high school in Cabarrus County that offers electrical trades. We also are the only high school in Cabarrus County that has a drafting teacher that is also teaching interior design. And the benefit of that, as you'll see when we go in her room, is you have access to the computers and the software that we use in drafting, which helps you to better design any of the floor plans or any of the design ideas that you have as far as interior designs class goes. So welcome everybody. We're happy to have you with us today. I am currently in, as you can see behind me, let me point that out, that is some welding area that we have. We do use that for our Agricultural Mechanics 2 class. They'll do a little welding. If you're interested in welding, you would actually take those your senior year through Rowan Cabarrus Community College. They do have admission requirements, so you do have to make sure when you start high school, your grades start day one. So you need to have a B average in order to take those classes. So once you get here in high school, you've got to start with your grades and take things seriously. We do what's called a 4x4 block. So in the fall semester, you will take 4 classes, and in the spring semester, you'll take 4 classes, so 8 a year. Somewhere about mid-January, you will transition from fall to spring, so you'll finish your first 4 classes and take your next. Our classes are 80 minutes long, plus there is another class period for individualized instruction that each teacher offers 1 day a week for each class. So lots of opportunities for help and assistance with this. I'm going to pivot over here to our electrical trades. So he's being very careful on the ladder. They do have safety glasses on because that's a requirement. They have Mr. Heron as their teacher, and he's with them making sure that they know what they're doing. It might get a little noisy in here, let me just tell you, because it looks like they're getting ready to do some hammering, or potentially yesterday they were quite noisy. So what are the type things that you're going to build here? Well, it depends on which class you're in. So if you're in this class, they have 2 sections. Let me pivot that way. That's one that's supposed to be one house, if you will, and then another house. And he's got teams of students that are working on the houses. So they're going to hang, they're going to put light fixtures in, they're going to hang ceiling fans eventually. There's a control panel you can see between the 2 houses. So they're bringing the wire from the outlets and the light fixtures and bringing it back into the panel so that they can have the breakers and everything they need in order to properly run those. Let's see, we go through lots of wire, I can tell you that. We were very thankful today. Mr. Heron got some wired shipment in, and I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to let Mr. Heron talk to you. He is our teacher, so let me...
One of the biggest things that we're working on today is making sure that we pull wire that's totally straight and looking good, because we're also preparing our students to compete with skills. And skills is basically, it's North Carolina State competition between the other high schools, electrical programs, and we are hoping to compete this year for sure, and the residential side. So, that's what we're preparing, the electrical trades one, and we have about 4 students that are interested in doing that. And the thing that's unique about skills, not only do you show recognition for yourself and for the school, but you can also win a little bit of cash, money and a nice trophy. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of fun that comes with the, electrical trades program with competing amongst the other high schools.
All right. So what you do for us in the academy is you would take 3 classes in a trade, a minimum. So, for example, for electrical trades, the introductory class that you have to take, the prerequisite that you take, is called Construction Core. In Construction Core, you can take, that is a required prerequisite for both electrical trades and for masonry. So we're going to go over to masonry in just a little bit, and you can see his program. So you would take that as a freshman, Construction Core. In Construction Core, you learn all about safety, you earn credentials, and you'll start working, depending on which teacher you have, you would start working in electrical trades or you would start working in masonry. Once you get that class taken and you pass it very well, because we do have to pass classes here at the high school, then you would be able to move on your sophomore year to either electrical trades or masonry or both. So there is space in your schedule that you can take both. You also can take JROTC or band or theater or visual arts or foreign language or I'm trying to think of what else. You can take advanced placement classes as you get to be sophomores, juniors, and seniors. You can take classes that are taught virtually for the community college and get high school and college credit at the same time. So anything that's available at any other school is available here. We offer a wide variety of classes that you can take. We are the only school in Cabarrus County that offers electrical trades. So that is the one thing that sets us apart from the other high schools as far as that goes. Lots, as you can tell, hands-on. These students are not sitting. They are standing, they are working in teams, they're working individually. They're not going to be sitting down during this 80 minutes of class time. So you take 4 classes in the fall, 80 minutes each. So you move pretty quickly in high school. It's a whole lot quicker than what you do in the middle school. And we need 80 minutes, I can tell you that. If they were only in here for about 40 or 45 minutes, they wouldn't be able to get the job done. So they use their full 80 minutes working. They'll do some class time to begin with, where they're going to learn maybe the diagram of how they're going to run a circuit and what that means. And then they're going to come out here and they're going to build it. So lots of things going on here in electrical trades, lots of things to see. This is a temporary space, I will tell you that. We are waiting on some mobile units. He will have 2 mobile units, one for classroom space and one for workspace. And we'll be building these walls all over again. So we go through lots of lumber and lots of wire in this class. And we'll build these walls. So there will be workspace in the mobile unit once we have that set up. And the students, again, will be on their feet all day long. This particular class is not too dirty. That's a good thing. So you don't, usually these students are not bringing a change of clothes in here. We want everything to be done neatly. As you can see, if you'll look at how the wires are going along the 2x4s, they want to make sure everything's neat and done correctly. And very hands-on. Everything is hands-on with what we're doing in here. So that's a good thing. So at this time, I am going to transition. So we should be okay. I don't think I'm going to lose you. I'm going to walk through one of our agriculture classes because they share this workspace, and keep talking. So we're going to leave electrical trades for now, and let's go this way. So we're going to go through. This will give you an idea of how big this space is where they're working. Again, there is some welding in the back that we do with ag mechanics, and I'll show you. Ag mechanics works on small engines. So lots of things that he does there. Let's see, I believe we're going to have a class come out, so let me just step off to the side for a minute and keep talking as they transition out. They're heading down to the greenhouse to do some work out in the greenhouse. So we'll let them transition as I go through the classroom. Kind of a small classroom space, in all honesty, because we don't really plan on sitting a whole lot in these classes. We want you up, moving, and creating things with your hands. In some of the ag mechanics classes, I think they've been building some Adirondack chairs and some other things. So good for them. So they're going to head out. And I'm going to head over to masonry. So again, the required initial class for masonry and electrical trades is construction core. So we're going to go into a construction core class right now. And we'll see what they're doing in there. So construction core, you learn a lot about safety, and you and everybody on your team is safe. This is the classroom for masonry. It's a small classroom, as I said, because they're not in here too often. But I do want to point out, there's some pictures on the wall. I don't know if I can get a good shot of them. Let's see, there we go, a little bit better, not great. For those of you that are joining me in the second half, sorry for the quality here of using my laptop, but I have to use a laptop to walk around. So one of those pictures in a red jacket is our instructor here, which is Mr. Allward. He was a national masonry champion when he was in high school here at Mount Pleasant High School. So he has his picture on the wall. He actually has it on the wall twice because he was a national champion, and he was, if I go on this wall has, oops, sorry, North Carolina champions. So he's up there too. So the good thing about Mr. Allward, he is a product of this program. He knows exactly what you need here in order to be successful and what this program should cover and teach. So that's a good thing about Mr. Allward. He also owns his own business like Mr. Heron. So he very much understands why we need to pair business classes and our trades classes. So I'm going to pan around. This is the workshop for masonry. You can see there's a little structure they have. Usually masonry 2 and 3 students will, by the end of the semester, might start building the facade or the wall that would go on that housing structure. Here you can see the students are working. So each student has their own little spot, and they have their area where they're learning how to lay brick. Back in the corner, if you can see it, it looks like a little concrete bucket. So the mortar that they use here is not concrete. It's very similar to concrete, but it's reusable. So if you're in this class, you are going to also spend time cleaning and getting the mortar ready to be able to use for all the different classes. Like I said, everybody has their own little space, so they're going to spend time not only learning how to lay the brick properly with the right amount of grout, they're also going to spend time cleaning. So this classroom's a little bit dirtier than some of our other ones because there's just dust and stuff from the mortar. Not a problem. This is a construction core class. So this is the class that you would take next year as a freshman. And this is the case no matter which high school you go to, whether it's Mount Pleasant High School or any of our other high schools. If you're interested in masonry, carpentry, or electrical trades, this is the introductory prerequisite course that you're required to take. So we also have a couple students in here who are seniors, and I'm going to turn this way a little bit. So he's working on a project. So they've taken Construction Core, Masonry 1, and Masonry 2, and now they have their individual projects that they're working on in order to do advanced studies. So they got to pick which type of project they want to build. So they're building a wall. A lot of our students will do competitions, just as Mr. Heron said. It's called Skills USA. And you can Google that for North Carolina Skills. We'll be going, at the end of the month, we'll be doing a competition in Gold Hill. And Mr. Allward is actually competing in that particular competition. We'll see how many bricks he can lay. I think he has like 30 minutes, 45 minutes where he lays brick as fast as he can and as correctly as he can. So it's an interesting competition. That's also, this is a qualifying event for a national competition that the Masonry Association has. So he competes, which is exciting, I think, for the students to see that their teacher is competing. And we usually have some students who are also competing in their student version of the competition. I also want to point out, by the way, we are doing a fundraiser here at Mount Pleasant. So let's see if I can get, there's some tiger paws. So, and we also have Tiger Country medallions. So these are made out of concrete. Students are working on these. Some of these have dried all the way and some of them are still drying. But these are available if you have anybody who's a Clemson fan or a Mount Pleasant fan and you would like a tiger paw to be able to put out for landscaping, we will have those available for sale as a fundraiser again, so you can let me know. Tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. is our program choice night at the Arena and Event Center. So I encourage you and your parent or guardian to come to that event. It's going to be very hectic, a lot of people, I hope. We're also having our college fair that night, so we've invited juniors and seniors to come and meet with college representatives to learn about their different programs. But I'd love to be able to talk to you tonight. So when you come, Mr. Heron and Ms. Childers, our drafting and interior design teacher, will be there tonight to also help answer questions. We can talk to you about high school in general. We can also talk to you about our specific program here for Academy of Architecture and Construction. Again, you can take classes at all the high schools, construction core. Some have masonry, some have carpentry. Most all have drafting. Some of them have interior design, and we are the only one that offers electrical trades. So let's come up and get Mr. Allward, see if we can get him for just a minute. Mr. Allward, do you have a minute for us?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about your program?
Absolutely. So, as Ms. Poole's showing you guys around the shop here, we got a lot going on. This is a core construction class. This is an introductory class. It basically explains to you and teaches you things about our basic PPE, your personal protective equipment, our safety, teaches you to be safe in the shop. And since this is primarily a masonry class, what it also does is gives us the opportunity to learn how to work with our tooling and manipulation manipulation skills of our trowels. And we also actually learn how to lay brick. We use a training mortar. It gets hard, but we also tear it down, recycle it. And this is a really good opportunity to where we can hone our skills to move on to level 1 and level 2.
There you go. All right, and I've talked to the students. As you'll see, just like with electrical trades, I think what the students like in this class is they're not sitting down. They haven't been sitting down all class periods. They'll start in the classroom for just a little bit, and then, let me see if I can get this to sit right here on some brick. So they will start off in the classroom, but then they're out here in the shop. And that's what most of the students tell me that they like about our classes here, is that they're hands-on. You're going to sit and get for your core classes, English, math, social studies, and science. Well, science you'll get up some depending on which class you're taking and what labs you're doing, but a lot of classes you are sitting, as you're used to there at the middle school. But when you're over here, you're not sitting in masonry. If you're sitting, we're probably going to come by and tell you to get up and get moving. So sometimes you're cleaning. We're getting towards the end of this class period, and so these students are now cleaning up and getting ready to go to their third period class and get this class ready, this room ready for the next class that will come in. So they're going to clean it up before the next class comes in. We don't leave a mess. We clean everything up. So you're going to be either laying brick, practicing that of laying brick. You're also going to learn how to mix the mortar correctly. It has to be the right consistency. You're also going to learn cleaning. So we do have students that will bring a change of clothes for this class, and we have a locker room that you can use. Just to make sure you know, ladies, you are also more than welcome to join this class. We have quite a few females that will be taking construction core now, and are therefore will be eligible to take both masonry and electrical trades going forward. So it is not it's not anybody specific that can or cannot take these classes. Same thing, we have a lot of guys that are in our interior design class, and that's perfectly fine. What we encourage is that you are taking a class that you're interested in. And as long as you're in classes you're interested in, you're going to learn a skill, you're going to learn a trade, you're going to learn something that you can take with you later. And at the same time, you might be building something. You might learn, it might be that you need to do, say you take the horticulture class, and where you're living, you want to put a garden in, and you want to enclose the garden in a brick wall. Well, you can learn that here in our masonry class, how to build a brick wall correctly. You can also learn about the plants and everything you would need to do to put into your garden by taking our horticulture class. We also have animal science, we have health sciences. So if you're interested in medical profession, we have those classes here. We have our automotive shop here. And we have business classes. We have Adobe, which is the creative software that we teach. And trying to think if I've left anything out as far as CTE goes. We also have religion classes, the Bible classes. We have foreign languages. French and Spanish are taught face-to-face in our school. We have JROTC. We have fine arts, visual arts. We have theater. We have band. We have everything that you could want to take at Mount Pleasant, and you have leeway or flexibility in your schedule to be able to take all kinds of classes. And no one has gotten hurt really badly in here. To answer that question, I see that question now. No. The first class you take is this one, and that class is about safety. So the first thing you're going to learn is how to be safe. You have teachers who, as you can see, Mr. Allward is always teaching. He is always hands-on with his students. He doesn't go and sit in an office and let everybody just do whatever they want to do. He is hands-on and he's with you all the time. So, no, we do not have problems with safety. That's one of the main things that we do. So, as far as the classes go, you will learn basic skills, building the walls, tearing down the walls, rebuilding them, and such. But there is an opportunity, like I said, especially if you take masonry, construction core masonry 1, 2, and 3, and then you want to do advanced studies, then you can build something special that's what you want to build. Okay, so let's go. We're going to leave masonry now, and we're going to go across the hallway. So I'm in the CTE building. We have 6 classes out here, and the rest of the classes are in the main building. So I'm going to go across the hallway, and we're going to join interior design and drafting. So this is Mrs. Childers. She teaches both interior design and drafting. We have students that have been doing some presentations today. So let's go in and let's just see what they're doing, okay? So I'm going to give you a look of the classroom. So this classroom is a more traditional look. She has very good computers in here, souped up computers, if you will. They, in order to run the drafting software, we had to get extra special computers in here. So you can see she's got all kinds of samples on the wall. Cabinets over there. She's got carpet samples. She's got floor samples. She's got color samples. Here they did an activity. So you're going to learn all about tinting and all kinds of different activities in here. So here's an example of some rooms that were created. They had to pick out, so you can do modeling in addition to doing things on the computer. Let's see if we can find a computer that we can look at, and I'll see if we can get somebody to tell you a little bit about the computer. Actually, before we do that, let's go see if we can get Ms. Childers to talk to us for just a minute. Ms. Childers, do you have a minute that you can talk to these students? Hang on one second, guys. Give you the microphone. Turn it around.
It's a mess back here. Okay, my name is Ms. Childers, and I am with the Academy of Architecture and Design and Construction. Right now, we're in interior design class, and we're doing some presentations with mock clients. So the teams are 2 and 3 people each, and they all have a specific client that they're designing a room or a house for right now. Some of them had exterior, and some of them had interior spaces, and so they're all presenting their projects right now. They've gone through all of the design phases, but we have interior design, we have drafting, which is technical drawing, and you can earn a certificate in AutoCAD, which is a really, really great commercial grade program, and it's known across the board as the industry standard for drafting. And then as you go into architecture 2 and 3, you can earn a certification in Revit, which is a 3D building information modeling program, which is really important to have if you want to work in the industry of architecture, drafting, or construction, or even engineering going forward. So we have a great time. We do a lot of hands-on projects, especially in interior design. And like I said, drafting classes and architecture classes are more computer-based, and you're building those skills
for your later careers or college interest. So again, we're just kind of doing some stuff around here in the classroom, and I'll let you see some of the students, and we can actually sit in on a project here. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to come up here with a student, and I'm going to hand the microphone off again. Here you go.
Hello.
So here, let's see if I can get it on the screen, guys. There we go. That's going to be much better. Okay, so here's a project that you've worked on. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yes, this is a project that we recently did in class. It's a little designing project. We did an empty nest couple, and this is just some of the designs that we did. Took a long time. But yeah.
Tile you picked out and flooring you picked out, carpet. So all kinds of things on how you would design this particular space, right?
I can say this is a really fun class, and I had a lot of fun with this project. And I think if you join this class, you'd really love it.
So what do you mean by fun? Why do you say it's fun?
It's fun, especially if you like to create things and very hands-on. We basically do projects every single time, barely any work. You don't get a lot of homework, and the homework that you do get is very, very fun, like projects and stuff. So I definitely recommend it.
Oh, cool. Well, that's the best testimonial I think that I could have hoped for. So some of your classes will have homework, and some of your classes you're going to do a lot of projects. Like this particular class, all of these classes I've showed you today, most of what you do you're going to do here at school because that's where the resources are. So you're going to be busy here completing all the different projects and learn from doing. That's what we like to do. We like to learn from doing. So let's see. I'm going to come over here to a computer. Let's listen in for a minute.
And we chose like a painting budget for our logo because, you know, we do like here. And our logo is, our motto is creativity starts with you. So we take your basic ideas, like list of ideas, and we turn it into something that you love. Our client needed a space she could enjoy for a quiet time away from her three children, where she also paints. And her husband purchased a shed for the backyard, and she wants us to create a perfect backyard getaway where she feels comfortable and it's like a cottage style. So we listed certain things that she mainly wants, which would be a getaway place, comfortability, cottage style, and safety vibes.
Okay, so we're going to walk away. We're going to let them keep doing their presentation. So this was a small group. 3 students worked together on a she shed. So, and they've decided what are the things that their client wants. It's one thing to look at what you want, but it's another thing to come from the perspective of your client. So what does your client want? What are the things that that would make them happy, that they would want to hire you, in all honesty, to do their programs or to do their design project. So real world experience in here, designing based on a criteria. So each small group had something different that they were working on. They started off with a hand drawing, and then they were able to transition to the computer. And again, using the software, they were able to transition to the computer so that they could draw everything on there. They used different websites to pick out the different colors. You see all the color cards behind me that they've used for a different project. There was a question, I think, about construction core. I'm pretty certain, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty certain that construction core is offered at all of our high schools. So for here at Mount Pleasant, you would take construction core, which is the prerequisite for both masonry and electrical trades. For another school, it could be the prerequisite for carpentry or masonry. So it just depends on which programs they offer. So I'm going to step out in the hallway so that I don't bother this class too much and try to finish up the program here. Let me show you also, kind of like our tiger. So here's our construction tiger. Ms. Childers had some students last year who drew this and painted the construction tiger here. So it's pretty cool. Some of the things that you need to think about going forward. Again, I know I'm repeating myself a little bit. We have about 15 minutes left. We do have the program choice tonight, the program choice fair. It is at the Cabarrus Arena and Event Center over on Old Airport Road and Highway 49. So we're going to encourage you to come there. And let me come back in the masonry room so I'm not just in the hallway. So we encourage you to come there with your, so that you can learn more about all of our programs. So all kinds of things going on as far as the programs that we offer. Of course, Mount Pleasant, we're architecture and construction, but every high school has a program of choice. I also would encourage everybody to look into the early college offerings that we have, because that's very important. Do we learn how to build homes? We don't build a home. Sometimes carpentry classes might do like a dollhouse or a playhouse, I should say. We've done those competitions in the past. Mount Pleasant has done that using masonry. Mostly what you're going to see as far as showcasing your skills would be to join our skills chapter, Skills USA, North Carolina chapter. We would have you as part of that group. It's called a CTSO, or Career Student Technical Organization. And then you'll be able to go to Greensboro, which is where we usually have those competitions, and you can compete in masonry or electrical trades. If you're at a different high school, you might compete in different kinds of carpentry. So those are important. Some schools will be able to, like I said, do like a playhouse on campus and then sell. We have a partnership with our local building industry, and sometimes they'll do different things. In all honesty, because of COVID, a lot of those have been put on the side burner until we can get out of this particular situation. And so, yes, that's those are all options. Interior decoration, that's the class I was just in with Ms. Childers. So you will be designing both on the computer and by using models, interior designs. We have industries, people that we're associated with, and well, they're going to come back in the classroom, so let me go back in the hallway. Sorry about that, guys. That's what happens when you do a live event and you're wandering around. Actually, let me do this. We've got students coming back in. I'm going to go into our health occupations class because we do offer health occupations. We do offer auto. We offer foreign languages. We have business classes. We have Adobe. A whole variety of classes that you can take here at Mount Pleasant and likewise at all of our schools. You can take college classes when you're here. You would do those your junior or senior year. They're called College and Career Promise, and we can sign you up for those. It's very important for taking College and Career Promise classes that you do have to have B averages. So when you come to high school, whichever high school you end up going to, you need to come in ready to earn those grades, ready to do the work that your teachers are asking you to do. You need A's and B's. Plain and simple, you need A's and B's. And you have to earn 27 credits to graduate. And if you don't earn the credits, then you don't graduate on time with your class. So something to think about. There's lots of people that will talk to you about that. Your school counselors will help you with that. If you do not live in the Mount Pleasant High School District, this is the only way you can get to Mount Pleasant High School is by joining our academy. Likewise with any other school. If you are interested in a program that is not in your district, the only way to get to that school is to join that program. So for example, if you are interested in agriculture, but you don't live in Mount Pleasant High School's district, you can't come here to take the agriculture classes. They are not part of our program of choice. We have farms and horticulture and farms at different schools, so hopefully that would be one that you live in. If you join our academy here and you do not live in the district, I do need to make sure you understand we do not provide transportation. Cabarrus County Schools does not provide transportation for you if you live outside of our district boundaries. You would have to provide your own transportation every day in the morning and in the afternoon. So we start school at 7:15. The tardy bell ring, you need to be in your seat, in your classroom, first period, really you should be there by 7:10 so that you're not running late. The bell rings at 2:15 for you to go home. So if you're in the district, we provide bus transportation. If you are not in the district, then you would have to provide your own. All of the tools that you saw, everything in electrical trades, everything in masonry, everything in interior design, we provide that for you. Some students do want to bring work boots. They might be, and if they're in masonry, they might want to have work boots. Some of our animal science students, they will have boots because they go out to the farm. And so you may want to do something like that, but as far as the actual tools that you need, we provide those. We do some field trips. Again, based on COVID, we're limited in some of the things that we can do these days. We have a field trip planned at the end of the month, which is a masonry competition over at Gold Hill, and we'll be taking our masonry 1 and 2 students to that. Mr. Allward will be competing, and we usually have a student or two that want to compete in that also. So we do some field trips. Sometimes our auto mechanics, there's a program that'll be affiliated with Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they might go out there for that. We would encourage you to join the CTSO, Career Technical Student Organization. We offer FFA for our agriculture classes. We have HOSA for our health occupation students. We have Skills USA for interior design, drafting, masonry, and electrical trades. So we do offer some of those opportunities where you would be able to do field trips, and it really just kind of depends. If you're in the academy, some of our students, when they get to be seniors, they're interested in doing an internship, paid and or unpaid, where they're going to go work at a business in that area, and I would work with you on that. You do have to complete the pathway in order to do that, which means you would have the second level class, the upper level class, in whichever pathway you're interested in. Again, for our Academy of Architecture and Construction, our pathways in the academy are architectural drafting. In that one, you would do drafting 1, drafting 2 architecture, and drafting 3 architecture. Interior design, in interior design, you would take drafting 1, interior design fundamentals, interior design studio. In masonry, you would do construction core, masonry 1, masonry 2, and you would also have an opportunity to take masonry 3. There is a difference between 2 and 3. The big difference is they're looking at commercial or industrial masonry versus residential masonry. So it is a different focus. And then in electrical trades, you would take construction core, electrical trades 1, electrical trades 2, and the opportunity for electrical trades 3. Same thing, there's a difference in how you look at things between residential versus industrial. So for example, you can see behind me fluorescent lights. Most houses do not have fluorescent lights. Most apartments do not have fluorescent lights in the inside in a tray system like this is. So that would be an industrial application of lighting that you would learn in, for example, electrical trades 2 and 3. There would be those opportunities. Again, if you are here at Mount Pleasant or any of our schools, you can participate in athletics. We have all the athletics just like all the schools. So if you're here, so for example, if you do not live in the Mount Pleasant district and you join our Academy of Architecture and Construction, you are allowed to participate in sports at Mount Pleasant High School. We offer weightlifting and we offer advanced PE, which a lot of the coaches would encourage you to take if you're an athlete. We also have, like I said, we have the CTSOs that you can be a part of. We have JROTC, so if you're interested in military, any career that you can find in civilian life, you can find in the military. So we encourage our students that are interested in the military program to join our JROTC, our award-winning JROTC program. We have a great theater program. They have some plays coming up soon. We have visual arts, so you can take ceramics, you can take our introductory visual arts class. Those are all very supportive of this program, architecture and construction. As you saw with interior design, I think I got a picture of it. They do some hand drawing. So learning perspective is very good with our fine arts or visual arts classes to complement what you're doing in our architecture and construction classes. We have foreign languages, so we offer French and Spanish here for seated classes, but you can take all kinds of other foreign languages. I know a couple students that are doing American Sign Language. There's a question, do we have track? Yes, we offer track both seasons. We have cross country, we have regular track and field. So yes, we have all of those things, all of those sports. Tennis, we have a great tennis team that's been doing very well this year. Baseball, softball, soccer, men and women's soccer, football, volleyball. We have a great volleyball team this year. We, of course, have our cheerleading groups. We're known for our Awesome Club, where we've done a lot of fundraising for breast cancer. Lots of things for you to do here at Mount Pleasant High School, lots of ways for you to be involved. Okay, the bell just rang, so we're going to have some more announcements. We are close to the end of our session today. We have about 5 more minutes. I'm going to walk back out the hallway, though, and try to get back into our interior design class and our drafting class, so that I don't get run over by the students that I am height challenged. And actually, I'm going to come into the class because this is his planning period. So, yeah, I'm a little over and not be if let's see if this is going to come back up for the last couple minutes. Sorry about that, guys. Yes, if you are in, for example, masonry, and you are in the advanced studies class students, like you saw the two in this particular class, then yes, you get to choose what you're building. And you would work with the teacher, you'd work with Mr. Allward as far as that goes on what you want to design and what you want to build. We've had students that have done projects around the school and in partnership with our horticulture teacher, where they've been able to create some things around the school. So there are opportunities for you. We have teachers who want to talk to you, who want to work with you and want to know what your interests are and what your likes are and why you're in their class. I just want to remind you that just because you take a class doesn't mean you have to do that as a career. So you can come and take masonry, electrical trades, drafting, interior design. It could be that, you decide that you don't want to be an interior decorator, but that you really enjoy doing that. And, when you end up owning your own home, or living in an apartment, whatever it is, once you, get out of school and you're living on your own, then you might be great at designing your own space and helping your friends to design spaces. Not a strong suit that I have, but I have great respect for the people who do that and have enjoyed working with different designers, interior designers, to help match things, match colors and match textures, and make sure that things look nice. How about if I put it that way? So lots of opportunities and lots of things that you would be able to do by joining our program. So again, we're about ready to the end. I think a lot of students have left at this point. But for those that are still here, as a reminder, do the evaluation, please, and let everybody know that you have attended this session with Mount Pleasant High School. Give me feedback on how this worked. This was a new idea for us this year, for me to take you live inside our classrooms, instead of me doing another PowerPoint or another presentation over and over again. I wanted you to see what life was like in a high school. And this is these were typical classes every single day at Mount Pleasant High School and other schools across the district. They're doing the same thing. A lot of CTE classes are hands-on classes. You will be up, you will be moving, and you will be doing and learning. And for me, that's the best way of doing it. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope to see you all tonight between 6 and 8 p.m. at the Arena and Event Center. Please come and join us. First table on the left when you come in Gold Hall on the left-hand side. Please come by and say hello. I'm Mrs. Poole. I'd love to meet you, and I especially would like for you to be able to say, hey, Mrs. Poole, I sat through you talking nonstop for an hour and a half or 45 minutes today.
And hopefully you learned something about Mount Pleasant and learned something about our program. So everybody take care, and hope to see you tonight. Thank you and goodbye.